Yeah, baby. Here we go. Once again, we are going live. We're doing it live, baby. That's right. How you doing? It is I, the Credit Savage, once again going live because the markets are letting us know just exactly where they're going, just exactly who their favorites are, and more importantly, we're actually seeing where the opportunity is. Good afternoon, my fellow simpletons and degenerates. Back at it once again. Savage of Wall Street going live yet again today. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope up to this point you guys are having a great day. But most importantly, I am hoping that you guys have a great trading day today. I am trying to see why it is that I am not going live. I mean, I can see myself here, but I can't see myself on the monitor. That being said, let's see where we are at. All right, I'm starting to see some people. That's always a good thing. Who do we got here? Kent's mom is in the house saying he's back. Beach Boy in the house. Shalom, my friend. How are you? My brother from another grandmother. I hope you're doing well, Beach Boy. I know you're doing well. Are you back in Israel? Or are you still in Thailand chilling? You probably overstayed because I would. I mean, why wouldn't you? He's saying, yo. Double D in the house saying good evening. Jude K saying good afternoon, evening, Savage and all. What it is, my friends. Another day, another dollar, and we are back at it again. I figured I would go live once again because earlier on we were having some financial technical difficulties, and we are having financial difficulties, obviously, with Jerome Powell opening his big mouth today and tanking everything else. So, yeah, what a day, right? This is exactly why we sell covered calls. I've been telling you guys, hey, look, if SoFi is at $30, $31, sell some 35s out to January, December, November, bring some money, take some money off the table, use that money as you see fit. If you really are bullish on SoFi, I said wait for it. A nice little drawback, kind of like today. Sell some $40 cash secure puts, bring in anywhere from $17 to $20 a share. Great strategy to have. And for those that follow me, you know that I like my BBAI. And so today it popped 20% or more. I did end up selling some BBAI covered calls, and I brought in a nice chunk of change for my troubles. I sold some $10 covered calls, I believe, to November or December, and I brought in well over $1 for those. So you know, and then the market happened. Then the market happened, and Jerome Powell started speaking, and I think Captain Kangaroo Blue Orange Pants started speaking as well, and you know, somewhere in the UN and tanked the markets because he said that it's okay for anybody to fire at Russian planes if they're invading your area, and basically saying, let's go for World War III. We have nothing to lose. Anyways, you know, GME was going up for a nice while there, and we definitely went above 27. I didn't do anything. I'm just letting those shares marinate. I'm letting them just sit back and relax. Everything else I'm writing on except GME. I do think that this situation with the warrants is going to be very, very fascinating, and so I'm just waiting to see what happens. You know, I'm a person that I like studying, and right now, obviously, the one subject that I find fascinating is just the market. Not right now, but like just overall. You know, I was actually studying the big Black Monday the big crash in the 80s. And I was kind of reading what led on to that, and I was seeing footage. And who do I see? Who do I see? But our good old friend Ronald Reagan talking about that basically the same things that the president is saying now. It's just there is no weakness in the market. Everything looks good. All these companies, big companies are making a lot of money. And then everybody was telling these guys, well, look, unemployment's kind of high. There's inflation is there. If anything, we have stagflation. And then we're not creating jobs, and it's just like, and then this happened. So anyways, I'm not saying this is going to happen now. I'm not saying that. I just think the similarities are worth noting, right? And so do with that information what you will. We are having some issues when it comes to the politics of the country, right? I guess there's a shutdown looming, because they just can't get together and work on the budget, right? So we'll see what happens. I mean, I just don't understand. The most powerful country on earth has the dumbest people on earth representing its citizens. However, that speaks a lot about the citizenry, and so I don't know, man. I just look. September usually is the reddest month of the year, and remember, I was telling people when everything was hunky dory, everything flying high, 52-week highs, all time highs. I was saying, guys, it's still September. We're still in September. I mean, and so here we are. Look, if you are going to buy stock and you buy it through cash secure puts, you are going to be fine. If you are selling covered calls because your company that you're invested in is at a 52-week high or all-time high, kind of like SoFi, and you sold $35 covered calls out to January and you brought in $3 or more per share when you did so, you're gonna be all right. If you hold Palantir or Nvidia and you sold $200 covered calls out to April, May, June, and you brought in thousands of dollars, you are going to be all right. I think people that are holding and just hoping that that the stock market keeps going up, people that are buying calls because the market is frothy, those people are not going to be all right. They make up 91% of the people that make no money when it comes to investing in the stock market, and that's a fact. These are numbers you can Google yourself and look at. Who is the person that's giving you this information, and you'll see that that's it's data that comes from schools like the Harvard School of Economy, right? Of the Haas Business School at Berkeley, and these are things you can research yourself. Anyways, nobody ever got hurt taking money off the table, guys. Somebody this morning during the show was asking, "Hey, Savage, I'm up like I think 30% or 40% on these cash secure puts, and I think they were $25 SoFis, and he was like, I'm up, they're not going to expire until 2027, but I'm already up 30% or 40%. What do you think?" And I said, well, nobody ever got hurt taking money off the table, and guess what? If that person at that point in time when we were speaking took the money off the table, he's laughing his ass off because we dipped afterwards, and he could have gone in and sold some $35 or $40 cash secure puts on SoFi and brought in way more money. So look, the opportunities are there, but you just got to know, when to jump on them. If the shares of a company you're looking at go down 5, 10, 15%, that's your cue to go through a cash secure put, right? If the company is a good company and it's good fundamentals, you're following it, that's a time to go in. Today, BBAI, it ran like a mofo, and then at some point I was like, holy crap, it's definitely running. Um, I have $7 cash secure puts expiring in 2027, and those are at 30% right now. You know, but I don't think BBAI is done with its run. However, you know, um, me being the man that I am, um, I had to sell some covered calls because, you know, I took 150 for those cash covered calls. Um, Expiration date 12/19, contracts 10, average credit 150, $1,500 in my pockets. You know, and at closing these were 130. So yeah, well over 10% in one day. You know, and I'm just gonna let them chill. I mean, my average is down in the fours. So 390 actually. Um, what is wrong with that? I am daring the market to take me out. I'm essentially selling my shares for 1150. I don't have a problem letting them go. Because I'm making money. That's the whole point of the stock market. It's to make money. So BBAI was running. I sold some covered calls. That's what we do, right? Could it keep running? Of course. Do I look forward to it to keep running? Of course, because I can always roll. This is something that I can do at any point. For example, today, I think which is there was I think Terror Wolf, was it Terror Wolf? Let's see here. You're gonna have to forgive me. Yes, Terror Wolf. I sold some $11, some $12 covered calls on Terror Wolf, and those calls, they went down dramatically today. So what did I do? I rolled them from November to December and took in 50 cents per share. So that's another few $100s that I made. By what? By doing nothing. I just went from 12 strike to 12 strike, kept it in the same ballpark, right? And I brought in cash, just rolling. And then Jerome Powell spoke, and down we go. But I mean, look, you gotta look at opportunity where opportunity is, my friends. Open door took it in the chin today, and I went in with some $7 cash secure puts. You know, I don't see anything wrong with going in. Could we keep going down even more? I think so. But I am totally at peace buying um, the stock at, I think, 540. I think I got 160 for them. I think I got 160 for those cash secure puts, the $7 strike out to November. What is wrong with that? I'm buying that stock at 540, right? And I have $5 covered calls expiring in January. So I'm choking it between 540 and $5. I'm making money either way. You have to kind of have a plan, and you have to take a position, right? And I figured, look, if the powers that be wanted to go down to $3, great. Then my covered calls are going to be safe. I get my stock back, and I write some more covered calls. That's the way you play the game. And if it runs to $15, $20 on some short squeeze type of thing, awesome. Then I get money, and my cash secure puts are worthless. It's all right. It's all right. You. This is it, man. We are here to make money on red days, and we are here to make money on green days. That's the name of this game, and we're always making money. So, um, welcome, my fellow simpletons and degenerates. Another day, another dollar. I'm the Savage of Wall Street. Ken's mom's in the house. Beach Boys in the house. Double D's in the house. Juke K's in the house. JJ saying, hi, yo, Savage. Ken's mom saying I bought 500 more GME today and bought back my BBAI cash secure puts at 70% profit. 70% profit, Ken's mom. Way to go. Way to go. Love it. I love seeing it because she makes money. She's making money hand over fist, baby. That's how we do. And don't look now, but SOXS is creeping up now again. And GME is at $27 again. Archer Aviation is coming back up. I did buy I think another 100 shares of BBMNR. For those of you guys did not follow, so I did another cash secure put as well, a couple of more. Open Technologies is at 708 at this moment. BBAI is under $8, taking a breather. Smart Rand is a little bit down today, a little red. It's 161. Um, I've been telling you guys about Smart Rand since it was like 110, right? And telling you guys to go through cash secure puts, and now it's 161. It's all right. Overall, the market's red. Just leave it alone. Just let it do what it does. It's going to consolidate. Right now, it's actually a good chance to grab some SMRT, some smart rent at 160, 161 a share. Got an extra $160. Buy 100 shares. What's wrong? There's nothing wrong with it. You're just holding. You're hoarding it. You're seeing there's opportunity there, and then once the rates are cut, and they will be cut. Jerome Powell went on to say today that things are looking bleak, right? I mean, he's telling us everything that we know. He just sounded a little hawkish. Okay, great, fine. What may happen? This is a what if, right? It's all speculation at the end of the day. What if we don't get a rate cut in October? Because the numbers aren't just there, right? He puts his foot down and says, "I don't know. October, we just rate. We just cut rates. I'm sorry, we just cut rates. 25 basis points. We're gonna have to look at the data, and then we are gonna get a rate cut in November for Thanksgiving. It's gonna be Trump. Trump's gonna go in the attack. He's gonna do everything possible to say, I'm gonna fire Jerome Powell. I can't wait for this guy. Too late, Jerome Powell to leave, and then he's gonna he actually may tell us who he's gonna pick. He says, he'll say, I got 2 or 3 people that are amazing people, some of the best people. And then the market's going to say, oh, these are guys that want to cut rates like 100 basis points on one swoop. So then the market's going to go nuts, right? And then we're going to get our rate cut in November. And then guess what? Jerome Powell is going to bend the knee again and say, right before Christmas, another rate cut. So we get November and December. Great, right? Next year's an election year. What's going to happen? Trump is going to go nuts. He's going to go on the attack, and he's going to do whatever possible to get 6 rate cuts next year, if not more. But I'm anticipating at least 6 rate cuts, right? That's where SMRT is going, my friends. That's where Open Door is going. Once we get, once we get in the realm of like 2% APR, right? That's kind of going to be like the bank's cue to like, I mean, we're going to turn on the printers, man. The printers are going to go burr. Money's going to get printed like never before. Look, what Trump's going to do is he's going to send people some stimulus money. That's what he's going to call it. And what he's going to do is he's basically going to send you your taxes back. That's what he's going to do. He's just doing it preemptively. Okay, he's going to send you like the taxes you're going to get 3 years from now ahead, and you're going to get like, I don't know, $1,500 or something. And then people's going to say, "Oh my God, it's so great!" And then the market's going to go nuts again. So that's what happens. It's so dumb. I know it's high unemployment, not too many jobs being created. People are actually getting, laid off. And then people that have been laid off for over a year, they're not counting those numbers because they're not applying for unemployment. So they don't count those people. And so, you're gonna have a mess, man. But for those of us that invest in the stock market and sell cover calls and go through cash secure puts to acquire our stock, our companies that we buy, we're going to do just fine, guys. We're going to do just fine. We're going to do well, actually. And this is exactly what we have to look at, right? You can't get scared of a little shakeup. Like, nothing happened today, man. Nothing happened. right? The market needs a nice little jolt once in a while, Corrections are a healthy thing. If the economy was to go down 10%, it's a correction. There's nothing wrong with that. They are actually healthy. And that's an opportunity for us to go in and go through cash secure puts and acquire some more companies we've been eyeing, you know. Uh, QSI went down 5% today, 6%. Nice opportunity there. ASST down another 18% today. I do not recommend anyone going into ASST, by the way. This is just a stupid gamble I got going with myself. And I took in a ridiculous amount of premium for $5 cash secure puts, which was over, gosh, I was like 70% that I took. And it was like a 1 month thing. So I'm just honestly, it's an experiment that I'm doing to see what happens. And I do not advise, nor do I condone anybody going into ASST and taking a position because it's dumb. It's just dumb. Don't do it. Um, Extremely high risk. So don't do it. Um, let's see here. Uh, Bull, Weeble. It was down 0.6%. Yeah, not much. Weeble is gonna make a lot of money for folks. Weeble is gonna make a lot of money. Today it was up 3.5%, and then boom, down 0.5%. So that's a 4% swing. Um, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity. I've been telling you guys, Webull cash secure puts out to January, $15 cash secure puts out to January, 363 at the moment, $363 for you to buy Webull at $15 on January 16th, 2026. That is not bad at all, my friends. Matter of fact, it's well over 20% of return on investment that you're getting, and you're acquiring a really good company. The stock is at $14, so you're a dollar in the money. Essentially, you're getting $263, really, realistically, right? But you're acquiring it for like 11.37. I don't see anything wrong with that at all, my friends. I don't see anything wrong with that at all. Webull should be $25, $30 a share. However, it did come in through an IPO, right? And you know what they do with IPOs? They pump them up and then they hit them. And then once they're in the round, kind of where it is right now, they hoard the shares. You have all these big companies that are just acquiring millions and millions of shares right now. While the paper-handed weenie babies, the dummies that came in and bought, Webull at 50, 60, 70, $75 a share. Oh, they're holding right now for dear life. They are way under, but they wanted to buy Webull at 75 and $79. This is what we do, right? We go in after the stock has been undervalued and hit, right? And we go in through cash secure puts, and we actually for our kindness of buying the stock, extremely undervalued, we are receiving a nice chunk of change. What is wrong with that? I don't see anything wrong with that at all, my friends. Karen D's in the house saying hi, Savage. I bought some more GME shares today at 26.75. Good on you, my friend. Good on you. I'm waiting for a run to 30, and then hopefully I see those going to 35.40 a share. What's going to happen when those warrants are actually they're going to be in the money, and they're going to be way in the money. That's going to create a nice squeeze, I think. And then the fact that you're going to be able to then sell them and buy more shares with that is just like this cycle, right? This loop. It's going to create this loop of like the stock just going upwards. And I think Cohen is actually going to do it again. I think he's going to say, guys, it worked so wonderful the first time around. Let's do it again. Here's another warrant. This time $40 a share. Or for every 10 shares, you're going to get one warrant. The warrant's going to be $40. Holy shit. It's going to be great, man. I think it's going to be one of those where people are sitting in a gold mine. These are golden tickets. I say, I'm not doing anything, right? So this is not financial advice. Um, this is me just saying I'm not doing anything yet. I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to wait and have these warrants really get them some premium, and then I'm going to get rid of them and buy more shares with those warrants just because. Anyways, Tom Kaufman's in the house saying good evening, Savage and fellow option riders. What it is, my friend? How are you? I hope you guys are doing well. Okay, so let's see. Sentinel 1 down 4% today. What do I think? I think that those November 21st cash secure puts, the $19 ones are amazing at 145 or 150 a share. Not a terrible starting point. Do you think that's too expensive and you'd like to go to 18? Not a problem, my friend. Why don't you go to December and look at the $18 cash secure puts and get $140 for your troubles? What is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? This is a very nice company, very well ran. Okay, the premiums are not going to be exorbitant, but it's a very legit company, and it's a solid return for you to have the chance to own an extremely good, well ran company, and you can hold it. Um, this is a nice cybersecurity company that's small and it's growing, and it's going to grow, and it reminds me of CrowdStrike, right? So if you guys have been following me, you guys know that I think like a year ago, a year and a half ago, I talked about CrowdStrike, and even on the Uncle Bruce channel, I was talking about CrowdStrike when it was like $190 a share, something like that. And I was saying this is a good company, but some people were saying it's too expensive. I get it. I mean, yeah, but guess what? Sentinel One is not too expensive. It's $18, $19 a share. Go through a cash secure put, get paid to buy the stock. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all, my friends. Navitas Semiconductor is 685, down almost 4%, 5% today. So tomorrow, look for some weakness. If it dips another 3-4%, don't be scared to go to December 19th. $6 cash secure puts, ask for $1. Ask for $1. So essentially you're acquiring it for $5. I see nothing wrong with that at all, my friends. Ask for 95 cents to $1. So you're getting $95 to $100 per contract. I see nothing wrong with that at all. UiPath. I love my UiPath, man. Down 5% today. Great day. Tomorrow, same thing. If it shows any weakness at the beginning of the day, December 19th, 1250 cash secure puts, bring you in $147. Ask for 150 if you want. What is wrong with that? Not at all. This is a very well run company as well, just like Sentinel One. It's not like a sexy company when it comes to the premiums, right? But it's a very well ran company that it's going to be around for a while. It's a serious company. Great, great balance sheet, year in year out. Their CEO is exemplary, and it's going to be here. It's here to stay. So if you begin a position through a cash secure put, I mean, you may not get filled at 1250 in December, but if you do, good on you. No problem. I think it's a very well-run company, and congratulations, you got yourself 100 shares of a company that's probably going to be worth $20, $30, $40 in the next few years. So it's just a matter of time. Let's see here. QBTS, QBTS was down and then now it's up 8% today. Even that little hiccup with Jerome Powell speaking, it did nothing to it. ASTS up 12% today. Remember when I told you guys about the $50 cash secure puts, $40 cash secure puts out to 2026 June or something like that? Free money. Right now, those are ridiculously down. And so, opportunity everywhere. You just got to see where it is, and you gotta take a position. You gotta say kind of, this is where I plant my flag. You can't be scared of the market going red on you once in a while, or like just being red in general. I love bearish markets. Bearish markets is when you come in and you hoard all the shares possible. Palantir was at $8. SoFi was at 450. Unity was at $12, $11 a share. C3.ai was at $10 a share. Roblox was at $25 a share. Um, Tesla was at $90, $100 a share. Nvidia, was like I don't know, at the time was like $200 a share before the split, right? I mean, Netflix was around $170 a share. It was crazy. Bear markets they're just that. But guess what? You can just add positions. Just add to your positions through cash secure puts, and then sell some covered calls to get more shares. Never write on all of your shares, because if your company runs like it did with Palantir and Roblox and Nvidia and Tesla, you can always have a couple of hundred on the side that you can take profits on, or do cover calls on them when they're up there, and then just keep generating income. That's kind of how you do it. So, for tomorrow, what to expect? Well, tomorrow, more of the same volatility, my friends. This is exactly what people voted for, right? People didn't want to have a nice, steady, uptrend growth, and then just this marathon, not a sprint type of thing, right? And they wanted volatility. People wanted, to ask what if, what's going to happen tomorrow? Like, that's what we have, So, is the president going to keep making some ridiculous statements and, put everybody like, get everybody nervous? I don't know. What I do know is that, if a company goes down 15, 20% in a day, I'm going to go into some cash secure puts if it's a company I like. Don't be scared. And just like it was yesterday and the day before, if the companies are running, hot, and it's a company that was $10 a share, now it's $25 a share, and you haven't written cover calls on them, I suggest you start, because why not? Why not take some money off the table, right? Why not give yourself a better opportunity, for a better life? This is exactly how we do it, my friends. Anyhow, so I went to physical therapy today. Things are looking well. We're looking maybe possibly at a return to work, uh, timeline for me now. And so I don't know if I'll be able to go at 8:30 in the morning every day like I've been doing, but I will try my best on days that I don't work to obviously go in at 8:30. Uh, Weekends, I'm probably going to go on, and we'll see. But guys, I'm still here, and I'm still, just talking your ear off and letting you know about my journey, right? My journey, and I'm very curious to see people's journeys that are listening to me. If you're a first time viewer, and just know that I'm not the type of person that's going to be selling you courses. I'm not the type of person that's going to be saying, I'm going to have, a meet and greet in Vegas, and I'm going to be at a specific hotel. You got to pay me $500 for, to join us. But, that's not me, man. I'm here, whenever possible. And we're going to be talking markets and looking for opportunities, right? We're not scared of the red markets. We're not scared of the green markets. We're just here to make money. It's not personal, right? We are here to write covered calls. And once we write that covered calls, the first covered call, we feel like a winner, because obviously on the other side of it, there's a loser, and it's not us. We write a cash secure put, and on the other side of it is a loser. It's not us. right? That's exactly how we feel. And so, um, what did I want to talk to you guys about? Oh, yes. Uh, so, the one of the Magnificent Seven, the one company that's been lagging a bit, um, is going to show is showing some opportunity right now. It took a nice little hit today, and I'm counting on it coming down a little more. But start looking at it. Amazon. Amazon is not the sexiest right now. Everything that's going on has things in flux, right? The tariffs are weighing heavy, but we are entering Thanksgiving, right? We are entering Black Friday, Digital Monday, Christmas. Amazon makes a killing during those times. So, just saying, um, you guys are writing a lot of covered calls and cash secure puts, and you're like, I'm kind of worried. I want to sit on some money because we don't know what may happen. Well, um, why don't you take some of that money and buy some Amazon, right? You have Amazon is sitting at I think like 170 a share or something. Oh shit, it's 221, but just a week ago it was 235. It's 221 now. Um, the 52-week high was $242. 52-week low, 161. Sitting at 221. If Amazon comes down to 210, right? If Amazon comes down to 210, definitely start looking at it. If it comes down to 200 for whatever reasons, ooh, buddy, I'm going in through a cash secure put for sure. And do not be afraid to go to March. Maybe a $200 cash secure put, not a terrible thing. If Amazon happens to come down to 210, a $200 cash secure put, not terrible, and getting 12, 13, 14, $15 for your troubles, not a terrible idea at all, my friends. So you know, put it on your watch list if you don't already have Amazon on your watch list. Um, watch for weakness, and if it goes to 210, that's kind of your alarms going off, right? If it goes to 200, definitely. Um, it's not going anywhere. Amazon is not going anywhere. It's making ridiculous amounts of money. My wife single-handedly is keeping it afloat. So that's how I feel because we're always getting packages at least 6 times a week for sure. We get 7, 8 packages all the time, and I think it's hilarious. Um, but we have a family, and there's a lot of sometimes we don't have time to go and shop for like a couple of shoes or like school items for the kids, and it's just so convenient, right? Even Whole Foods, right? Sometimes you get stuff delivered. Can't go to the groceries because things are just happening so fast, and with the kids in school it's really hard, especially now that she's back at work, and because I have to go to like physical therapies and chiropractors and doctor appointments, so like the time condenses real quickly. And so but anyways, my friends, I'm going to hit the road. I just wanted to come on real quick because I wanted to touch base with you guys and let you guys know that, do not be scared that Open Technologies is down in the $7 land. $6 cash secure puts, $5 cash secure puts. Look at those. Free money. If not, you get the stock, at a nice little reasonable price. And look for it to run back up to like $10 a share, $12 a share. Do not be scared if it goes back to like $5. Not a terrible thing. And then just safeguard yourself through cash secure puts and cover calls. Take advantage of the volatility aspects that it's bringing you, and get paid, to hold the stock. If it's too volatile for you, that's fine. You can go through um, you can go get a company like Sentinel One, right? You don't have enough money for Sentinel One, cool. There's a company called QSI that's like $150 a share. Smart Rent is like $160 a share. I'm sorry, 160. $1.60 per share. It's $1.60 a share or $1.50 a share for QSI and for Smart Rent. And for, I'm thinking 100 shares. Got $160 buy 100 shares. Cross your arms to see what happens, right? And then if it runs a couple of dollars, you can sell a covered call. See if you like it. See if it's your thing. But yeah, Amazon, keep an eye on it. If it gets to 210, that should raise a lot of flags, and it would make me very happy because I'm not on Amazon yet, but I'd be looking to get into Amazon. BBAI, I hope you guys sold covered calls. Because it was a really good opportunity to write $10 covered calls today. If it keeps running tomorrow, great. We'll cross our arms and see what happens. And if it keeps coming down, then great. We'll buy back our covered calls, take money off the table, and then go through cash secure puts. Add some more. Or we could just do nothing. Do nothing. Let those covered calls bleed out. Let's see here. What else do we have here? Ion Q, $74 a share. I was telling you guys about Ion Q when it was $13, $14 a share. So hopefully, it's kind of expensive to get in now. I think I would wait for it to come back down. Let's see here if it comes back down. Lululemon. Once it gets to 150, 140, if it does, I think I'm going to look at it because they've signed a contract with American Express, and it's kind of like they're anybody that holds the American Express Platinum card, which has a $800 fee attached to it, $900 fee, annual fee. That's getting people in the door. I think that they're going to generate sales. And that's they're going towards that crowd, the crowd that doesn't mind spending almost $1,000 on an annual fee for a credit card. And I think that's very smart, a very, very smart move. So they get the American Express Platinum crowd inside Lululemon stores so that they can generate a lot more revenue. And I think that's very, very smart. SQQQ starting to fall now, which it could be a good thing, a bad thing, depending on how you look at it, right? Rigetti Computing is $32 a share. Rigetti Computing was $13, like $10 a share, really, when I was kind of talking about it. It's $32 a share. Beautiful. Serve actually hit a little roadblock today. Serve Robotics, SERV. Cash secure put time. If tomorrow it shows a little more weakness, don't be scared to go through $12 cash secure puts. Try to bring in $250 for your troubles, right? $12 cash secure puts. Not terrible, my friends. Not terrible at all. You can do $13. Ask for $275, $3. It depends on how much risk you want to take, right? And it depends on how comfortable you are getting that stock maybe at $10, $11 after all the credits, right? It's all up to you. Charlie C2 is in the house. Let's see what he's saying. What are you guys saying? James of the Tree saying ahoy, lucky number 7. Good evening, y'all. Saying Charlie C2. How are your hood put spreads looking? Still have my 116, 114 put spreads. Talking amongst themselves. Charlie saying nice. I tried, but my offer is canceled at the end of the day. Anyhow, guys, I'm going to hit the road. Kind of tired. I'm going to go talk to the kiddies, make some dinner, and then, go night-night, wake up tomorrow, do it again. So 8:30 a.m. tomorrow, back here. I will be seeing you guys. Hopefully, you guys, tomorrow we have, some more red. I'm hoping for more red because cash secure puts. But if we have green, great. I sold a lot of cash secure puts today. I sold covered calls today. Not scared of that either. So no matter what, we got to make money. My fellow simpletons and degenerates, thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys as always. See you guys tomorrow. Be here or be squared. You know the deal. Until then, I'm the Savage of Wall Street. Have a good evening, gang. Peace.